Honestly, trantastic would be my word.
I love it.
Very trantastic.
That better be in Webster next year.
Well, I am going to start by asking you, started with Cornbread the Snack, what you are most excited to show the people, your drag aesthetic, and, you know, tell them where you're from.
Well, I am from Columbia, South Carolina, but I'm a Los Angeles drag queen. I am most excited. I think people think I am which I am. I'm an extremely campy person. But I think all of my drag is just 100% some kind of specific campy look, and I don't think it's that at all. I think I'm excited to show that I'm more than just a laugh and a ha-ha.
Nice. Fashion, comedy, acting, all of it. Willow, what about you? Where are you from, and what are you so excited to? What's your drag aesthetic, and what are you excited to show?
I am Willow. I'm from Denver, but I live in Chicago now. And I'm most excited for people to see how much I cry. There's gonna be tears, just you wait.
Great, I hope they're a mix of joyful and sad tears for you, but I have a feeling they're not gonna be. Okay, Orion, what about you?
I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Honestly, I'm excited just to make everyone laugh. Like, that was one of my biggest things getting on the show is I just wanted to make everyone laugh, and I hope that I get to do that.
Great, and that hair is gigantic. Bless you.
Thank you. I made it last night.
Great. And George, what about you?
Hi, yes, my name is Georges. I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas, but now I live in Nashville, Tennessee. And the thing that I'm most excited for people to see is obviously the fashions that I'm about to bring because they're about to be so good. And just watching people see me panic, I guess.
Well, I'm originally from London, but I live in San Francisco now. My name is, did I already say my name? My name is Lady Camden. And I am, you know, British grit means American sass and fabulosity.
Damn, you're looking like a beautiful Aurora. Maddie, I love the grandma crocheted blanket behind you. It is a great pattern.
Not the grandma?
Yeah, I am Maddie Morbisis. I am Arkansas, born and raised and corn-fed, and my drag aesthetic is just beautiful stupidity. Like, I just go out there, try to have a good time, act a fool, but make sure I look good doing it.
We love the queen who's just like, I'm dumb and here for it. It's ridiculous. And Miss Van Michaels with the best ponytail I've seen in ages. Tell the kids about yourself. It is shiny and beautiful.
Hey, I'm Angeria Paris Van Michaels, but y'all can call me Angie, and I'm the glamorous Southern Belle from ATL, honey. My drag is complete pageant, high glamour with a touch of country and stupid.
Nice. And Alyssa, this badass down here, tell the kids about you.
Hola, Auntie lovers. It's me, Alessandra, all the way from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I have 26 years old, and I am the runway queen of Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Nice. I like the runway queen.
Okay, hi, my name is Deja Sky. I am from Fresno, California. That is the armpit of California, but you know what? I will always wear deodorant. Don't worry about that one. I think definitely, I always describe my style as curvaceous and colorful. You're always gonna get hit in the face with color, not a fist. I am not a violent person, but you're always gonna get hit in the face with color, and you're also gonna get hit by these curves, mama. Yes.
Yes, I think that titty gave me a black eye. It is
oh no!
It's okay, it's worth it. Jasmine, what about you?
Hi, I am Jasmine Kennedy. I'm 22 years old from New York City, the back-flipping bimbo of New York City. But I definitely would say my drag is definitely a mix of old school with pushing it forward into new school. I love ostrich feathers, I love stones, I like fashion, and I like a high kick.
Goodness, look at all those expensive looking feathers too.
Thank you. She went for the 4-ply because it was for you.
And Carrie, what about you?
Hello, I'm Carrie. I live in Los Angeles, California, and I would describe my drag as, I mean, we've heard it already, but that bitch.
You sure look like that bitch. I'm inviting you to the VIP section and you're drinking all the bottles for free.
All the bottles.
I'm June Jambalaya, originally from Jacksonville, Florida. I live in Los Angeles, California, and Miss June is the Real Housewife of Drag Race.
She looks like it. She looks wealthy, hunty. And the busty one, love you already. Tell me where you're from and your drag aesthetic.
Yeah, well, I am Diabetti. I am from Springfield, Missouri, and I would say my drag aesthetic is a mix between whimsical and dark.
Nice. That is quite the juxtaposition. And Bosco, what about you?
My name's Bosco. I'm originally from Great Falls, Montana, but I live in Seattle now. And I am a villain.
Nice. And a mother to many, many plants.
Absolutely, my babies.
And I want to ask, Bosco, I'm going to start with you. What are you most excited to show the world in terms of your drag character, performance, comedy? What are you most excited to present to the world?
My ass.
Oh, great. We love to see nudity. It's America, honey. Diane, what about you? What are we most excited to show America and the world in terms of your drag performance?
I think I really bring the artistry this season. I always try to push to create a lot of it myself. I do love working with designers and I'll take all the help that I can get, but part of drag that I love is like the physical aspect of creating and designing everything myself. So I bring that point of view, a lot of like an art student going to Drag Race.
Getting that vibe. My next question, I'm gonna start with you, Georges, is what did you think was your biggest, weakness, something you had to work on when you got the call that you wanted to get together before you got into the competition?
The thing that I wanted to work on or like try to set myself up is to think quick, because normally my brain be going like slow. And yeah, so like thinking quick was definitely one of the things that I needed to learn how to do, and I don't think I still learned it, but we get in there still.
Name 3 types of earrings. Go, Georges. No, I'm kidding.
3 types.
I'm kidding. Orion, what about you?
I think I'd probably agree with Georges, thinking on your feet. Like it's, I'm definitely not cornbread. I think, it's, thinking on the spot sometimes can be like a little tricky, but.
Yeah, and those judges expect you to rally back and forth, and you're like, can I just be pretty for a moment and have a think? Willow, what about you?
You know what? It's hard because I'm really good at everything.
Period.
But the hardest thing, honestly, is these girls know that I live in a different dimension. And sometimes I'm not even aware of where and so I was like, I just need to, not forget that there's a bunch of queens around me. I need to talk to them.
And that we are on Earth. Good thing to remember when you're in this. What about you, Cornbread?
Stamina, physicality, which was I didn't have enough time because, they tell you got to be here in a certain amount of weeks. And bitch, I wasn't breaking my habits of being lazy. Everyone will tell you right now, I go to a show, honey, and I'm leaving and I'm ordering Uber Eats as I'm driving home. And I go and I sleep and I take off drag. I do not have the stamina to do much of anything. When I lip sync, I'm doing a song or two that night, and then it's a wrap. Girl, don't ask me to do shit else. So definitely stamina.
And get those heels and get that treadmill going.
Who?
Now we're gonna start with Alyssa. I want to know, what was the biggest challenge that you wanted to work on yourself when you got cast? Was it sewing? Was it comedy? Was it acting? What did you feel like you needed to tune up a little bit before you got on the screen?
Well, one of the most scariest that I was preparing myself, it was the sing, because I don't sing. No, I hate to sing. I only sing in the shower, no, girl. But also, I think I prepare in all challenges because, when you are in Drag Race, you never know what is the twist is. So you need to prepare in every single challenge. Even though you are good in dancing or singing or sewing, you need to prepare in every single thing. So, but I think the most nervous that I was about, it was singing. Yeah.
Angie, what about you?
For me, it was definitely working on myself as far as not I'm the biggest overthinker in the world. So I was like, baby, I've been watching Drag Race too long, and we've all seen the girls get in their heads and the inner saboteur. I was like, yeah, that's me on my everyday life, but when we walk in this workroom, we're not doing that.
Well, I can't wait to see you do it because that is the hardest thing for any contestant to get out of their own way. Maddie, what about you? What skills did you feel like you needed to tune up before you got to the competition?
I feel like honestly for me, like I feel confident like in my drag, what I can do, like I can sew, I can move. The biggest thing for me is just having the confidence in everything that I do. Cause like going to like the biggest drag stage in the world and just like accepting that like I'm here for a reason, I can do this. Like it's just having the confidence in myself is like the hardest thing that I had to work on is just like accept, embrace, and just let go of all inhibitions.
Great. And everyone's so stunning. I'm intimidated. I'm not even in this competition. Lady Camden, what about you?
Well, it's funny because I feel like I was coming in as like a dancer, right? But then I hadn't been doing anything physically for like 8 months. So it's like, well, I can't show up and not be good at dancing. So I was like literally like running around the park and like doing squats and trying to do ballet class in my kitchen, trying to brush up the instrument because it was dusty to say the least. Yeah.
I hope you got that dust off. What did you think was your greatest weakness that you had to work on going into the competition? Was it sewing? Was it acting? Was there something that you, when you found out you got cast, you really like signed up for some classes on Groupon or something?
Not revealing anything, but I think my biggest weakness in the competition, I really tried to prepare, like, you know, with my looks, with taking sewing lessons, with all of that. I didn't take time to prepare myself. And I think, you know, I had taken a moment to say, you're about to do this, you're about to go, you know, and when you get the call, you just have to go, get the looks together, get everything ready. You don't really have time to check in with yourself. So the world gets to see me check in with myself after preparing for everything.
You're like, the looks were right, the head, there were some complaints inside.
Yeah.
Diane, what about you?
I think being able to trust my instincts, you know, sometimes, especially for someone like me that has like a degree in art and stuff, our first idea is not always our best, but we don't really have time to flesh out a million different ideas on the race. So taking my first idea and running with it and hoping it works out.
Bosco, what about you?
I traditionally have done drag for attention and validation. And going into the race, you're going into a competition where it's not their job to give you validation. You have to like bring that yourself. So that was something I was slightly worried about going in. Like, am I going to be able to provide myself the like gumption and like the yes attitude that will keep me going forward?
Yeah, because you're not going to hear it from the judges every time. You got to be your biggest cheerleader yourself. That does sound very difficult.
Exactly.
And, you know, Carrie, tell me about what you are excited to bring to this drag competition that you feel no other queen can bring with your performance, with your comedy, with your beauty. What are you excited to show the world in America?
Honestly, you said it for me. You said it better than I would have been able to. I'm really excited to showcase that, like, yes, what you see is what you get. We already know what that is, but I'm ready to bring personality. I'm ready to bring some humor. I've been through some things in life, so I'm ready to bring a story. And I'm just ready to have some fun.
Yes.
Yes. What about you, Jasmine? What are you so excited to bring to this competition and to show the world?
Oh, well, definitely my loud mouth. Every time I like to talk. But also, you know, I want to show the world, you know, I'm a good time, a fun time. I like to kiki and gallivant. I love reading the girls just for fun. But also, I like a camaraderie and a sisterhood. And I'm not a shady bitch by heart, you know, just by, you know, first glance.
She's here for a good time, so that means she is a hoe, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Period.
I committed hoe, but yes, essentially.
Yes, committed hoe. And what about you, Deja?
Yes.
No, I think, wait, what? I get so enthralled by everything. What was the question? One more time.
I say, what are you excited to bring to the competition to show the world for performance, comedy, looks? What are you most excited to show the world what you got?
You know, I'm most excited because I am a big plus size diva, but I can break it the house down, okay? There are some sickening plus size divas, but there's not a lot of plus size divas that can dance, that can give you variety. And that's what I'm excited to show.
And none of them can do it like you, honey.
Honey.
Period.
Now we're gonna flip it around. Lady Kiana, I'd like to start with you. What are you most excited to show the world in terms of your drag performance? You know, what are you excited to really bring to this competition and flourish in?
You know, I think we all have things that we feel really comfortable in and things that scare the crap out of us. And I think that the parts where I'm not nervous, I'm really excited to show, like the performing, just anything performance driven. I just honestly get really like lit up from that stuff. I don't think as much, I'm more kind of free. So I think those are the moments where I'm excited to, you know, for the world to see.
Maddie, what about you? What are you most excited to show to the world?
I'm excited to show the world just like the inner workings of my mind, because it's like I feel like that's my biggest strength in drag is just like, you know, the creativity of it and just like the fact that I get to showcase that now on television. I'm really excited about.
And Miss Angie Snatch Ponytail Van Michael.
I am most excited to show the people back home and everybody in Atlanta and just everybody that knows me and like knows me from pageants that I got a personality. Bitch, I am a hoot. And there are a lot of people that don't know that. They don't know that I'm funny. They don't know I can death drop. They don't know. They just see me in pageants and I always have to be poised. But I'm like, bitch, that's only me 25% of the time. Wait till you see the other 75.
What about you, Alyssa?
I think the most exciting thing that I want to show to the world is my story. I come from a great family. I don't want to say anything because you will see in the show, but my story is going to inspire some young kids and parents to be a better person and to just the world love. If you have love in with your family, that's going to be amazing. So I think my story, to share my story, is going to be, it is one of the exciting things of all time for me.
Well, what did you think your greatest weakness was going in that you worked the hardest for when you found out you were cast? Let's start with you, Deja.
Oh my God, greatest weakness. Jesus, Lord. Okay, well, I'm not an actor. Let me just put that out there. I don't put on a character. These girls can tell you, once this wig comes off, I'm acting the exact same. So I think my biggest thing was like, how am I gonna do these acting challenges? But again, you have to put your best foot forward at all times. You have to try your hardest, give them more, and then they'll reel you back down. But I think that was the one thing that I was so scared about acting.
Well, now we can't wait to see you act. Jasmine,
oh God!
Jasmine, what about you? What is your weakness, or what did you work the hardest on that you felt like you really had to tone up before the competition?
Oh, not necessarily before the competition, but while I was there, possibly. Being able to have a conversation and listen, and you know, not overbear conversation. I think that's a good tidbit. Yeah, that would be
good. Interpersonal communication skills, not so important.
Read the room, bitch.
The room. Carrie, what about you?
Honestly, I think that I still struggle with it. So I don't know if the show fixed it or not, but just like dealing with the inner saboteur, I tend to have a lot of conversations with myself and they're not usually very nice and they're usually directed back at me. So I'm just like, damn, like, am I even doing things correctly? And sometimes I had to work on like being like, yes, you are. And yes, you do. And hello. But we're still learning actively with that one.
That seems to be a common problem with all the queens. No matter how much you think you love yourself, you're like, damn, I'm still mean to myself in my head when I get off that.
Yes. Oh my God.
Bosco, I'd love to ask all of you, who is your diva of choice? Is there a woman who has influenced your life, your drag, a pop star, an actress, a comedian, anybody who has just influenced you and you just think is the tits?
I'd say as far as like music, aesthetic, personality, and just like her impact on like me growing up would probably be Amy Winehouse. I don't know, I just fell in love with her at a really, really impactful time of my life. She was there throughout like a lot of high school for me. And I don't know, I very much like measure my life before and after Amy passed. So she's kind of it for me.
Wow, great answer. She's incredible and wondrous. Ms. Betty, what about you?
Definitely Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is my go-to girl. And I think what's so inspiring about her is she's not afraid to change it up. You know, when she's feeling something, she's gonna do it, whether the press likes it, whether her friends like it, whether her fans like it. And that's really admirable to me. I love somebody that does what they want to do and takes no prisoners.
Lovely. And June, what about you?
Well, I am a chair member of the Beehive, so Beyonce. It's just something aside from her talent. I think her work ethic is like just something I strive all the time. This woman does visuals, has kids, has a clothing line, does photo shoots, has a secret album, has a secret movie. It's just like her work ethic. It's just like
Unparalleled greatest performer of our time, in my view.
Ooh, that's a heavy set question. I would probably say Dolly Parton, because I do enjoy looking like a whore. And Dolly always said she was inspired by the prostitute that she saw in her neighborhood when her dad used to take her to the mailbox with the big hair and the red lipstick. So Dolly Parton.
Yes, and whore you shall. Willow, what about you?
Oh, I'm most inspired by like women comedians, Maria Bamford, Amy Sedaris, Chelsea Peretti. Any female comedian that's just batshit is right up my alley, and that's why I do drag.
Yes, a healthy dose of insanity. What about you, Orion?
Miss Piggy. I think she's just the right amount of unhinged, but also the right amount of self-absorbed. And I just totally relate to that.
That is an amazing answer that I have never heard. Georges, what about you?
The person that really inspired my drag would definitely have to be Selena, because she gives you all, I said this in like all the interviews, but I love Selena so much. And she's like gotten me together. And also John Ledesma from Tu Wong Fu, who played Chichi Rodriguez.
Oh, the little Latin boy in a dress.
Yes, that's me.
And I think it's such a telling question. We're gonna start with you, Carrie. Who is your favorite diva of all time? Who is that one woman, pop star, singer, actress who you just think is the tits?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'd have to say one of my number one diva inspirations is obviously my queen, Miss Mariah Carey. I am obsessed from head to toe, everything she's done from her start to end, how she carries herself. Just everything about her. She is for sure my favorite diva. My favorite living diva.
Living. 'Tis the season too.
Oh yes. All I want for Christmas is you.
What about you, Jasmine? Who is your ultimate diva who you love?
Ooh, so I would probably say my ultimate go-to diva would either have to be Cher or Dolly. Just, you know, Cher for the stonework and Dolly for the titties and the big one.
Oh, I was like, who's Cher Dolly? I was so confused. I was like, what new person?
Cher and Dolly. There we go.
Please welcome to the stage the new competitor, Cher Dolly.
Cher Dolly.
Welcome to the stage.
I like that name. That's a hot name.
Some love, y'all.
Cher Dolly.
Great gay drag name. And what about you, Deja? Who do you look up to in terms of female icon inspiration?
You know, I will say, I think one of my go-tos is Missy Elliott. I love her. Before there was a Lizzo, there was a Missy who was all about body positivity, all about authenticity, and a visionary, honestly. And then we cannot forget Queen Bee, Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest living performer of our generation. So.
Period.
Give it to him.
Literally.
Watch Beychella all the time.
All the time!
Never get old. And I want to ask you all, starting with Alyssa, what diva in the world, pop diva, acting, comedy, is your number one? Who has influenced your drag? Who you like? Is there a woman, performer who you like? Alyssa's saying she's ready or she doesn't have anybody.
No, I am ready. I love Lady Gaga. I literally, I was raised literally watching, since I was not a little kid, but since I was started my drag career, I get inspired by Lady Gaga. And yeah, she can act, she can dance, she can write, she can sing. She's everything to me. So Lady Gaga is a fashion bitch that I love so much. And yeah, that's one of my pop art inspiration right now. And you can see it.
I definitely see the gaga-ness and all of that. Miss Angie Paris, what about you? Who is your diva of choice?
Yes, mine is the icon Diana Ross. I love everything about Diana Ross. It's just everything is so demure. It's so soft. It's so effortless. Like it's just effortless beauty, and like that's always like me. Like on stage, like as soon as the spotlight is on, I just feel like.
Oh, she's delicate. You are serving me Miss Ross today. Absolutely. Your vibe, all of that.
Thank you.
Maddie, what about you?
I think for me, like Dolly Parton, just like she's just for decades, she's just been so unapologetically herself and just like added so much to like pop culture and music. And at the same time, like she's done so much for like charity and nonprofits, and just like she's left such like a light on the world, and she's done it so effortlessly.
Nice. And the lady soon to be the dame. What about you?
You know what's so funny about this is that each of us have picked someone that I feel like we're really kind of embodying. Like, right now. So I'm gonna ask you to guess who I'm gonna say.
Glinda, the good witch.
No, Madonna.
Oh, Madonna, of course.
Yes.
Madonna, I love Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna. I would say because what I love about Madonna, and Madonna's kind of inspired my mom a lot, and I think that I draw inspiration from my mom too, because she's a designer and she always talked about reinvention. And so I think that like Madonna's someone that has always reinvented herself at any age, like even now. And that's why I think it's so cool is that like you as a drag queen, if you get uninspired, you can always reinvent yourself and do something different, you know?
This is lovely. Thank you so much, ladies. Our time is up. I can't wait to watch you. You all look insanely gorgeous. Like I said, I'm intimidated. Thank you so much.
Thank you, baby. Gracias, papi. Nos vemos.
Gracias, nos vemos.
On Netflix.
And my last question is just one word from each of you guys to give a little bit of teaser about your time on this season. How would you describe it? Deja, we're gonna start with you. Just one word that you feel sums up you on the season.
Iconic.
Great word. What about you, Jasmine?
Jaw-dropping. Didn't give another adjective after that, just jaw-dropping.
We will let us fill in the blanks.
Just jaw-dropping. Yeah, fill in the blanks.
What about you?
Honestly, trantastic would be my word.
I love it.
Very trantastic.
That better be in Webster next year.
You want to start with June. What would be one word you would use to describe your time on Drag Race?
Correct.
Ooh. That was good. I have not heard that one yet. Miss Betty, what about you?
I would say eye-opening for sure.
For you, for everybody?
I would say specifically for me, it kind of reinvigorated the creative side of me, because you're doing so much while you're there that you, like I said, you have to kind of base everything off your first instinct. So you can feel exhausted, but it really kind of like brought those juices back and made me realize whatever I'm doing's worked this far. So,
God, sop up all those juices. What about you, Bosco?
I'm going to say traumatizing. And what I'm going to hope for the most after this is I have enough money for health insurance so I can get myself the therapist.
Bless. That is a drag queen's play. We want you to all be covered health insurance-wise. What would be one word you would use to describe your time on the show?
Oh my God. Sickening. Hands down, sickening.
Great one. Orion, what about you? One word to describe your time on the show.
Chaotic.
Sounds very truthful. Willow, what about you?
Oh, disturbing.
Oh, nice. I like that a lot. I love a monster drag moment. And Cornbread, what about you? One word to describe your time.
Pay raise.
Oh, yes. Yes, the coins are chingling when you can put that RuPaul's Drag Race in front of your name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. It is both amazing and intimidating to be here with all you lovely and spooky ladies.